Fish are great, aren't they? They're just so majestic. Swimming around in the rivers and lakes, seas. We keep them as pets in ponds and tanks, and we eat them because they're delicious. So that's what we're going to make today, is a proper fish pie. Sort of semi-traditional. There are some things added to this that you wouldn't necessarily call traditional, but it's going to be delicious all the same. But what does a good fish pie start with? That's right, fish. And boy, have I got some good fish here. Now, it should be stressed that you can put whatever fish you like in your fish pie. I mean, probably not anything. I mean, those fish that you see, you know, in the deep of the ocean, you know, they've got sort of gnarly teeth and that dungly thing on the top of its head. I probably wouldn't put that in. I mean, are they even edible? I don't know. But what I'm using today are some fresh raw prawns, some salmon, and some smoked haddock. It's the dyed stuff, because that's all I could get. If you're using smoked haddock, try and get the undyed stuff. I'd kind of steer away from using really expensive fish like turbot, because it's just going to be a waste of money. You want nice fresh fish that's going to stand up in the pie. But I'm going to put this to one side for a second, because the first job we need to do is get the leeks on.
Thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy. Thou shalt have a fishy when the board comes in.
Right, so I've got a massive leek here. Steady. And what I'm going to do is slice this up nice and fine, and we're going to sweat this off in some butter. I'm going to show you a little trick here on how to clean your leeks up, because inside the leaves here there's going to be bits of mud and grit and all sorts of nasty stuff. So what I'm going to do first is just take off that grubby end bit, and then what I'm going to do is just run my knife lengthways down the leek all the way through, turn it 90 degrees, do the same. So you've got this kind of fanned effect. And all I'm going to do now is go over to the sink and rinse it under the tap. And once I've washed the leek, all I'm going to do is finely slice it. I'm not going to use all of this because it's quite a large leek. I'll say about half. There we go, that is plenty. Once they're chopped up, I'm going to get them sweated down in some butter. Okay, so I've got my pan here. I'm just going to get that onto a low heat. Next, I'm going to add a decent chunk of butter. And as the butter's melting, we'll get the leeks in. Now, what we want to achieve here is to sweat those leeks down till they go nice and soft, because if we just put them in raw, they're just not going to taste that great. So by doing this, you're going to release the natural sugars, release the sweetness, and they're going to taste really, really nice. And they've got a much more subtle flavour than onion, so it's not going to overpower the dish. So I'm going to leave them to sweat for 5 minutes whilst we get on and slice the fish. Okay, so we've got our fish here. The prawns, obviously I don't need to do anything with those, so they can just go in the bowl. And with the salmon, I'm going to cut this into nice chunks. I've already taken the skin off, really, really simple. And I want fairly large chunks because, I don't know, when you kind of get some fish pies that you buy, they're just really tiny bits of fish. You know, you want to actually know that you're tasting fish. You know, so be quite generous with the chunks. Same with the haddock. Right, so we've got the fish all sliced up, it's ready to go. Now we need to poach it. Right, so I've got some milk here. I'm going to add this to the pan. To the milk, I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves, just kind of scrunch them up, drop those in, and I'm going to turn that onto a medium heat and just come up to a gentle simmer. And now whilst that's coming to a simmer, the leeks are pretty much ready to go. What I am going to do is add some white wine. About sort of half of one of these small bottles is going to be plenty. And what I want to happen is for that wine to reduce until it's almost nothing. You know, until you're left with like a teaspoon of wine left, because that's going to really concentrate the flavour and take out the alcohol in the wine. Right, so the milk is coming up to a gentle simmer. We're going to add the fish, but not the prawns, okay, because they're going to cook really quickly, so we're just going to put them in raw in the finished pie. And it goes. So we're going to poach the fish for a minute and a half max. You know, all we're doing really is just kind of setting the fish. If you don't do this step, what can happen is that if you just put all the fish in the pie raw, cooked it in the oven that way, firstly you're not going to get all the flavour in the sauce, but secondly what can happen is lots of liquid comes out of fish when you cook it, and so it can make your finished pie a bit watery and insipid. So I'll finish poaching this for about a minute, then we'll move on to the next step. Right, okay, so we gently poach the fish. Be very careful when you take it out of the milk. Just go very gently, because especially haddock can break up quite easily, so just be really gentle. Got the milk here with the bay leaves still in it because we can extract some more flavour from them. So now we can make the sauce. So into my pan here, I'm going to put this onto about sort of medium-low heat. And then to that, we're going to add the butter. We'll just kind of let that melt for a second. Okay, and then to that, we can add the flour. Yes, you've guessed it, we're making a roux. Now, as I've explained before on the channel, you've got to cook the roux out. If you don't, you're going to get a horrible flour sort of aftertaste in your finished sauce. So you want to cook it until it sort of smells like bread, you know, like pastry. This will probably take about a minute or so. Just take your time. Okay, and once you've cooked the roux out, we can start adding the milk. So I'm going to go in with about a third, just to kind of get it going. We need to turn that heat down, that's for sure. And it will clump up. You know, it's going to do that, but don't panic. Now, there's lots of cooks and chefs out there that will kind of tell you, oh, you've got to add hot milk, or you've got to add cold milk. For me, it doesn't matter. As long as you add it in stages and not all at once, you're not going to have a lumpy sauce. Add a bit more. And I know it looks a mess, but trust me, it will come together. And there we go, look. You can see how smooth that's becoming. There's no lumps in that whatsoever. It's still a bit too thick, but we're going to add the rest of that milk and the bay leaves as well. Now, this might look too thick, but what you've got to remember is that there's going to be juice in the prawns and there's going to be some leftover juice in the fish as well, and that's going to cook out as we finish it off in the oven. So make it a little bit thicker than what you want, and that way you'll end up with a nice consistency at the end. So I'm going to bring this back up to a simmer, then we'll season the sauce, add all the other bits and pieces, and then we're pretty much ready to assemble and get it in the oven.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
Right, so I've turned the heat off because the sauce doesn't need to cook anymore. But we're going to season it up with some salt, some pepper. Then we're going to add the leeks that we cooked earlier with the white wine. Get them in. Next, I'm going to add some frozen peas. This is entirely optional. You could put sweet corn in there or just leave them out entirely. It's up to you. But I like them in my fish pie. And again, just kind of go by eye. You know, don't be too fussy with it. And the peas will cook in the oven with the fish. And the next thing I'm going to add is some herbs. Now, herbs wise, you can kind of use whatever you like. You can use just parsley, tarragon, but I'm going to use a bit of dill because it just really works well with fish. So first thing we're going to do is get the parsley chopped up. Just a nice bunch like that. Add that into the sauce. And the same with some dill, but just kind of hold back on it a bit because dill is very strong and you don't want to overpower the rest of the flavours. So a small bit will go a long way. Something like that, just a small handful. Again, just kind of run your knife through it. Again, put that into the sauce. Okay, and the last thing to add to our sauce is the fish. Very, very carefully. And you can see there's some juice and milk residue there. So just pop the fish in nice and gently, the raw prawns. Taking a spatula, just literally be very, very gentle and just fold the fish in. Try not to break it up. And one last thing I'm going to add is the zest of one lemon. And this is just going to cut through that richness a bit and just make it really nice and zesty. Don't put the juice in because that has a tendency to split the sauce and you'll end up with a right old mess. I should have put this in before I actually added the fish, but I forgot, okay? I forgot. And I'm going to have to be very careful and mix this through. So that's the filling made. What I'm going to do now is leave this to cool down, then we'll add it to the pie dish, top it with mash, and we'll whack it in the oven. Right, okay, so the filling has cooled down. Let's make a pie. Now, this filling here will make one large pie for a family of, say, 3 or 4 people. Obviously, I don't need that much, so I'm going to make a smaller pie and I'll save the rest of the filling, put it in the freezer, and have it another day. So I'm just going to gently ladle in our filling, give it a bit of a shake so it settles, and there we have our pie filling. Now, the reason you need to cool the filling down, because if you were to put mash on top of a hot filling, it's just going to sink in. So I've got my mashed potato here, and all I'm going to do is just kind of spoon it on top in sort of little clumps. And if you're going to make one large pie, you're going to want about 600 to 700 grams of mashed potato. And then I'm just going to take a fork, just kind of spread the mash out all around the edges to form our pie top. And before we whack this in the oven, I'm just going to top it with some cheese. Now, I've got Gruyere here. You can use cheddar if you want. I just happen to like the flavour of Gruyere. It's got a really nutty flavour. It just goes really nice and crispy. It melts on the top. And that, my friends, is ready for the oven. Now, before you put it in the oven, make sure to put your pie dish on another tray. That way, if you get any spillages over the top, you know, it's not going to go on the bottom of your cooker and create smoke and set the fire alarms off and all that kind of stuff. And that's on about gas mark 5. It's going to take about 30 minutes to cook. I may have to finish it off under the grill because, as you know, my oven is trash. Things don't really brown on the top, so I'll probably do that for the last 5 minutes or so. Then we can get it out of the oven, let it rest for a bit, then we can get stuck in. can't wait for this one. I love fish pie. It's good stuff. Right, so the pie's done, it's out of the oven. Now you need to do just one thing, and that's leave it alone. The inside of that pie is molten lava. You bite into that now, it's gonna burn your face off. Leave it to chill out, 10, 15, heck, even 20 minutes. It's gonna be fine. So I'm gonna leave that there. When it's ready to eat, we'll come back to it.
A few inches later.
Get myself a nice portion. I love fish pie. And you can see, look at the consistency of that sauce. It is perfect. It's nice and creamy. It's not too runny, it's not too thick. And again, like I said before, that's because we made the sauce thicker at the beginning so that when the juices come out of the fish as it's cooking, it creates a nice consistency. But that's enough waffling, let's tuck in and give it a taste. Right, so here is my fish pie. In we go. And yes, it's a hot day. It's really not the ideal food to be having in hot weather, but who cares? It's nice. It's like a great big hug. Fish is not overcooked, and also there's not too much dill in this. It's just a nice little subtle flavour. That lovely, crispy Gruyere mash topping. I'm bloody good at cooking, me. So there we have it, my take on a fish pie. Like I said before, you can put any fish you like in there, but also avoid making it too expensive because it's needless, you know, you don't need to put expensive fish in there to end up with a good fish pie. So if you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, share, all that kind of jazz. And also remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you do, hit the bell icon, allow all notifications. That way when I upload a new video, you get notified. So yeah, that wraps up the video. Oh God's sake. Why do I do this? Why do I have to mess up my words so much on camera? But yes, that wraps up the video. Thanks again for watching. And as always, I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video. And bye for now. More pie. Do you want some? No, you can't have it. It's got dairy in it, mate. It's not good for cats.